Quick, 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 quick. All right, now. Quick. You know what I'm saying? Yes, MPC Stems is coming out. And guess what? The hate has begun. The hate, you know what? Let's not call it hate. Let's call it a misunderstanding. Is that possibly what this is? A misunderstanding? Or is it just like when DJs had to deal with people with controllers? People that DJ'd in the 80s, 90s, 70s, whatever, 70s, people did whatever it takes to make a DJ a party, whatever it was, right? Stealing electrical power all the way down to that part of it, okay? New technology, here comes the misunderstanding. I'm not even going to call it hate no more, because I'm not saying that most of them are hating, but they're kind of misunderstanding in my point of view. So this is the opinion arena, okay? Here we go. So before, you had people hating on controllers. You had people hating on Serato. Then here comes the beat making, which is the natural production of the DJ. Got beat making, right? Producing, whatever you want to call it, on whatever level you on, writing songs, sitting in the studio, mixing, mastering, blah, 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 right? People started hating on FL Studio when I first seen it. It was called Fruity Loops, right? It was like free or something. It came with, I got a free version of Fruity Loops when it came with, might have been Tractor, had Tractor back in the day, right? And it came with a little, might have been a disc. I'm not sure. I don't know. It wasn't a download. I think it was a disc, okay? And it had Fruity Loops on there. And I was just playing with it, and I love the 808s on there, but that's another story. But anyway, people are hating on that, okay? People hated on FL Studio. Here come FL Studio, and they hated on that. You know what I'm saying? So now you got some of these so-called industry cats, and then they found something else to kick around, okay? Let me tell you something. I want to give a big, massive shout-out. You listening? Get closer. I want to give a big, massive shout-out to the first person that makes, and it's going to happen, it's going to happen. The first person that makes over $1 million using an MPC stem sample, okay? And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? The same way you had DJs hating on controllers. Next thing you know, the DJ with the controller was getting paid $9,000 a night, $14,000 a weekend in Vegas. Kirk State predicting that one of y'all watching this or somebody out there is going to make a living off of making a sample. I mean, off of producing or beat making or making a beat off of something they used on stems. Get it right. All right, this your man Kirk State. Just had to say that with the quick beat making and the quick opinion. Is stems good for you? Is it actually? What's the real question? Is stems good for the beat making community, creative community? Because in my opinion, every little thing is every little thing is good to me that when it comes to creating. You know what I'm saying? From the crowns to the piece of paper, when the crown meets the paper, to when you plug in the turntables, everything, whatever, is a creative tool. And don't let nobody else tell you that, man. People out here gifting their parents' houses and all of that off of beats they made on FL Studio.
Was there a point particularly that you remember where your parents realized that you were doing it big?
I think my parents, I remember the day, so I got my first publishing check. It was a pretty big publishing check, and I remember my dad, just out of curiosity, I was just like, how much money do you have left to pay for the house, like for our house? And I remember going to the bank with my dad and giving him the sheet and saying, hey, this is for the house. And I remember him looking at the sheet, and I just remember him looking at it like, he's just like, it's like he couldn't even believe it. Like, he's like, nah. Like, his whole face was like, nah, I'll never forget that day. He was like, nah, this is crazy, you know? So I think that day was when he realized.
There are people who romanticize classic samplers and synths, and they will think highly of you if you use these tools to make your music. But just understand, you're not gaining respect from these people because of your music. You've now fallen into an entirely different status game. Now, what do I mean by that? Instead of doing the hard work of creating something remarkable as a producer, they decide to play an entirely different game. Instead, they start obsessing over hardware and equipment and what programs people use. They'll start trying to convince others that these things actually matter. And the reason why? Because it's a game where they can easily start gaining status, since this game is pay to win. It doesn't require actual talent or hard work or accomplishing anything. It's just about who has the biggest wallet. And this is why I say you might be a target of this kind of hate if you make beats too.